Y'all, I think this defense is going to bring home the Lombardi. In his 2 years as head coach, Mike Macdonald has perfectly sculpted a unit to face the modern game, piecing together hybrid parts that allow him to counter the pass while remaining flexible enough to stop the run. Only one game remains between them and a franchise redemption against an old foe. They say the classics are the best, and man coverage is where this team shines. They have the talent to cover inside and outside with an elite secondary of combo players. This is a perfect rep from all 11 playing cover one robber against the 49ers. Macdonald trusts his players to get up close and play press, using the physicality to disrupt the routes, allowing stunts and twists to get home up front. There's nowhere for Purdy to go, and Leonard Williams is dragging him down for the sack. The uptick in Reek Willen's play this year has been noticeable, even if cornerback is a variable position overall. This is brilliant coverage to defend the dig route from Puka, not afraid to switch when the motion makes him his man, disrupting the release and any speed to get long. He then camps on the inside hip, continuing to challenge the route, sticking through the cut, and reaching up between the hands when Stafford tries to fit one in. Excellent coverage. He still needs to cut out the boneheaded mistakes though, but the coverage is all there. Macdonald trusts his guys to match up even in crucial downs. Third down and game on the line, they're sticking with cover one Robert. Josh Jobe does a great job to press Adams into the sideline at the top, and Nick Emenwari is all over Kobe Parkinson. Puka shoves off Love, but they do have the robber ready to take away the inside, and Stafford is forced to come all the way backside to try to find Kanata Mumfield. But Witherspoon sticks to him like glue, then leaps for the breakup when the trigger is finally pulled. We mentioned hybrid players earlier, and Nick Emenwari needs highlighting for his phenomenal coverage and matchup abilities. Occupying the slot, you're going to see a lot of variance in the guys you cover in the modern NFL, but he always rises to the occasion. He's all over the dig route to Devontae Adams, which should theoretically be a mismatch, jumping through the hands for the pass breakup. And this time, he's all over Puka. Eyes on the hips, he's ready to pounce when Nacua cuts boundary, undercutting the route and going full extension for another breakup. Individual reps are nice, but they're just highlights. It's how they're being taught the coverage that I love. They teach coverage of running backs excellently, with whoever's responsible lagging their pursuit when a back stays in to chip, acting as a second robber defender. Ernest Jones has the back here, and when he stays in to chip, he lags his play and sits in the passing window, helping out his boy Jobe, then works his way to Kyron. The coverage across the front side of the formation is also strong, and pressure has got to Stafford, forcing him to buy time. Not exactly his specialty. And this gets close, but one hops to his receiver. And against Carolina, the back is going to release without helping, but Nwosu still makes sure to lag first, knowing he has the speed to catch up to the swing route. Bryce Young is put off the mini dagger concept, throwing to the swing on what he thinks will be an easy first. But Nwosu is too damn fast, wrapping up Hubbard with an excellent tackle and not even giving up a single yard. They're also very situationally aware as a defense, and have adjustments off this too, not just sticking with cover one Robert. On third and long, they'll play cover two man instead, giving themselves extra protection, but add a twist to force the ball out fast. Ernest Jones is lining up over the center showing rush, forcing the Panthers into a 5-out man protection and one-on-one battles, but he'll actually peel off to cover the running back. Seattle breaks the man blocking with a stunt, and Bryce has nothing open deep and is forced to his check down early, where Jones is already in full sprint to drag him down. And this time, they sacrifice the robber and do send 5. There's a chance for Purdy to his tight end, but the rush is in too quickly, and he's down in the backfield. This video is sponsored by Game Time. Let me tell y'all a quick story about my very first NFL game, Falcons versus the Saints, the Southern rivalry that keeps the NFC South going. One of my childhood best friends had season tickets to the Falcons and blessed me with the opportunity to watch their QB make a mockery of the Dirty Birds defense live and direct. I've hated the Saints ever since. If you lack season tickets like I did, then Game Time is the app for you. Game Time shows you panoramic views from your seat before you buy, meaning no dodgy sightlines or bad views when you turn up. You know exactly what you're getting. With Game Time, fans also save up to 60% buying last-minute tickets to their favorite sports, concerts, and shows. In fact, Game Time guarantees you'll get the lowest price. If you don't, they'll credit you with 110% of the difference. So make sure you visit Game Time or download the app and use our code ThinkingFootball and you'll get $20 off your first order on the best ticket deals around. That's Thinking Football for $20 off your first order. While they're happy to line up in man and take the fight to you, one of the reasons McDonald took charge of the Seahawks was his creativity in using split field coverages. In the playoffs, they've been heavy users of cover 6 and cover 8, blanketing offensive concepts and leaving quarterbacks nowhere to go. When we talk split field, we're quite literally splitting the field in two, treating each half of the formation separately. In cover 6, cover 4 is played to the strength of the formation, with cover 2 away. This gives you vertical presence over strength, taking away a chance to go long, while maintaining underneath presence for crossers and short routes on the far side. All these coverages can then be upgraded by using man-match principles too, making it even harder for a quarterback to find an open receiver. The trip side is the strength here, and look how well the Seahawks defense deals with the sail concept, with the chip allowing Emanwari to drop deep and cut that underneath angle to the sail route. Pressure's in on Stafford, forcing him to reload, but the dig on the backside of the concept has been smothered too, leaving only the check down open. He finds it, but the heat-seeking missile that is Witherspoon pulls off the judo move to put Kyren in the grass. Here it is 4 weeks earlier against the Rams, playing quarters to the strength and cover 2 away. It's a nice idea by McVay to bring a crosser over to take away the cover 2 safety, then find that dig space in front of him. But one key aspect of split field is how it slows down the read and makes you use longer developing concepts, allowing the pass rush to get home. The dig will come open, but not before the rush has Stafford spooked and has him taken off, hitting an early slide because only God knows what would have happened next. And here's a really nice snap of it against the Niners. The motion tries to mess with the count, but the Seahawks aren't flustered, dropping deep to cut off the post and backside bench concept. Witherspoon keeps dropping, reading Purdy, and there's a chance to the out in the bench concept. But again, pressure is arriving, and Brock gets body slammed mid-throwing motion. The sister coverage to cover 6 is cover 8, which the Hawks have been a big fan of in the playoffs. This sees cover 2 to the strength and cover 4 away. And Seattle add a twist, locking the backside in man and cheating the safety over with a poach technique to watch out for any deep crosser. Stafford spots the overload to the strength, so works backside and likes the matchup of Kyren on the choice routes. But it's more excellent coverage from Emanwari to break this up. How is this guy a rookie, bro? Explain it to me. And here it is again in the high red area. The cover 2 over the trips, along with the poach defender, leave nowhere to go. And there's no option backside, with Kyren chipping and Stafford left to breakdance in the pocket. But more of the ray gun variety as he's sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence. Another weapon in the McDonald arsenal is his ability to draw up a blitz. We covered this design in last week's video on defense winning championships. Hint, hint, go watch that after. But it's too good a design not to show. They send 2 backers to overload the side to the back, guaranteeing a free rusher if he goes out into the pattern. Both triangles are playing palms, meaning they're ready for the hot throw to the flat, with Witherspoon flying downhill to stop the check down when the pass is forced. Here it is again against the Niners, although the line does a better initial job to pick up the pressure. Pay close attention to Ernest Jones here, who notices he has no work with only a single receiver to his side, so he keeps dropping, looking for anything crossing the field. This takes away the dig for Purdy, and now the pressure has arrived, bringing him down for a sack. And McDonald also likes the zero pop look on gotta have it downs. It's one-on-one on the outside, and everyone else up on the line of scrimmage threatening to rush, forcing the slide and creating a free rusher, only for 2 to pop out and protect the middle of the field. But zero means they're always going to get a free man. Stafford's got to throw hot and is expecting someone to run the fade, but this one just sails its way into green grass. And here it is against Carolina. Everyone's up, forcing Bryce to reset the protection, something he showed a great deal of improvement in this year. But the Seahawks are winning the numbers battle, even if 2 drops to jump anything in the middle. This is the fade ball Stafford was hoping to find, but the pressure means it's off by just a foot, and McMillan can't one-hand it. Great coverage will take you far, but at the NFL level, quarterbacks are as good as they come, and the best work through their progressions to find the checkdown. However, Seattle takes no part in the league's tackling epidemic and are the best tackling team I've seen on tape this season, firing downhill with tremendous effort, correct pursuit angles, and dominating physicality. Quarters defense here by the Seahawks, and Purdy's quick to spot it in the long downs, firing fast to find his back McCaffrey. But look how fast Witherspoon is from his apex position, already putting his foot in the ground as Purdy winds up and showing perfect technique to wrap up and go through the ball carrier. Once again, it's Devin Witherspoon showing why he's one of the very best players in the league. Carolina's dagger concept has the Seahawks backing up, so Bryce smartly finds his back on the checkdown. Now, in almost any other situation, matching your running back in 10 yards of space on a corner is going to be a win for the offense, but not Witherspoon, who shows more excellent technique to break down than dive through Dowdle's legs. Elite stuff. And not to make this a Witherspoon-only section, it's Reek Willen's time to join in. He's got to work through the traffic to stick with the under route and hits the boost button when he sees Purdy wind up, wrapping up Jennings and throwing him out of bounds. When your corners are this physical and willing to tackle, it's going to be difficult to get any yak. And here it is from Iman Worry too. Not fooled by the jet motion from McCaffrey, he's all over the tight end screen, wrapping up George Kittle and throwing him down for a 6-yard loss. Another quality in these tackles is how well the technique is played to keep him short of the sticks. It's Witherspoon again, this time being tasked with guarding the tricky whip route on third. Demarcus Robinson creates separation with the double move, but look at the recovery and tackle. Perfect technique, diving through the player to keep him short of the sticks. This time it's Woolen, doing a great job to read the distribution of the bunch, maintaining eyes into the backfield, then driving downhill to hold this short on third. And something you have to do if you want to be an elite defense is tackle as a unit. Purdy works through his progressions to find Jennings underneath, but the Seahawks come hunting as a pack, with Woolen staying on the outside hip and reinforcements arriving to hold him short of the sticks. These principles translate perfectly over to the run game too, where everyone gets involved. Again, Witherspoon is always around the ball, flying into assist against the 13 personnel run, going right through Corum's legs. Iman Worry is a big part of the run game too, able to act as a nickel sandbacker hybrid. While he might not get a stat on this play, his work to blow up the blocker on the jet sweep is what deads this. And watch Boy Imafe on this one, quick to spot the pin down and toss play, working across the face of the block, and going through the legs of the back to hold this short. Smothering opponents into mistakes and inconsistency, the Seahawks defense have the talent to be the difference-making unit in this game. The coverage and creativity will test New England, and I believe it'll turn this game into a bit of a defensive slugfest. Paired with an offense firing on all cylinders, Seattle are my favorites to take home the Lombardi Trophy.